said to use trig, but we could do it without trig, actually. How can you find that missing side?
You did the wrong side.
Yeah,
It's CV.
Oh, gosh, sorry. There you go. How could we find this missing side if I didn't want to use the trig ratio? Pythagorean theorem. Remember that? A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Which side is always c? Hypotenuse is your c, yes. Does it matter which one's A or B? No. As long as it's not the hypotenuse, you're good. So we have 11 squared plus 16 squared equals x squared. That's 121 plus, I don't know, 16. 256? No? Is that what you said?
Yes, 256.
Okay. 256. Add those. 377. Square root. To get rid of the squared, you take the square root. And we're going to round to 3 decimal places. If it was not a square root or a calculator problem, you just leave it. So this is 19.416. So side AB is 19.416. Okay, now we got to find an angle. Let's pick, we know angle C. That one's 90. I'm just going to pick one. I'm going to pick A. Okay, so let's use the sides that were given to us. Not the side that we found because that's a rounded answer. So out of the sides that we are given to us are these two sides. So based on angle A, which I just picked that angle, what kind of sides are these when you're talking about opposite, hypotenuse, adjacent? Yeah, which one's opposite? 16 is opposite, and 11 is adjacent. So which trig function is that, Kendrick? It's opposite and adjacent. Which trig function is that? Tangent, yes. So the tangent of angle A, that's what we're trying to find, equals, which one goes on top? Opposite, which is 16, and then over 11. Good. Now, to get rid of tangent, you do what's called the inverse tangent. Inverse tangent and tangent are inverses of each other, just like plus and minus are inverses of each other. Multiplication and division are inverses of each other. Log and exponents are inverses of each other. So we're going to do the inverse tangent, which is just a tangent with a little -1 to both sides. Tangent and inverse tangent cancel each other out. So A is the inverse tangent of 16 over 11, which we can do. That is right above the tangent button. See in blue it says tangent with a little -1. That's the inverse tangent. So you do second tangent of 16 over 11. What did you guys get? and that's degrees. So the measure of angle A is 55.491. How can I find angle B?
Subtract 90
Ooh, yeah. We know that angle A and B are complementary, so they have to add up to equal 90, right? Or you could take 90 plus 55.491 and then subtract it from 180. But yeah, just subtract it. So the measure of angle B is 90 minus 55.491. What'd you guys get?
34.509.
Yep, 34.509. And that's angle B. Well, let me make sure I have everything. Yeah, I should have 6 things. I had 2 given to me. Angles, well, 3 was given to me at angle 2. And then I found the other 3. You try the same thing. See what you can figure out on the next one. And you can just pick a side that you want to start with. You don't have to start any particular where. Just pick a side, label it X or Y, or go for it. Yes, grab that. By the way, when you're at home doing this for homework, if you don't have this kind of calculator, that's okay. Your phone will do it. You just have to turn it sideways. And it'll have all the sine, cosine, whatever. Or you can use on your MacBook Desmos, which is basically just like this calculator. I'm going to put some answers up here so you can kind of see if you're going in the right direction. And they don't have to be gotten in this order. And then, of course, angle C is 90. And if it's slightly off by like tenths, hundreds, thousandths, that's not a big deal. Shouldn't be anyways. And just so that we have time to go over this one, hopefully. Angle A, I know, is 43. It's given to us. CV is 12.5. And so I'm going to angle B, that's easy. 90 minus 43 is 47. You can do it that way. Or if you use the trig identity, that's okay too. And not identity, trig function. Okay, which side do you want to find first? AB or AC? Okay, I'll pick AC. So I would do, we have the adjacent side for 43 and the opposite side for 12.5. So which trig function am I going to use? Tangent. That's opposite and adjacent. Now you may have used sine. You may have found the other side and then used sine. Or you may have used angle B and did it a different way. That's okay. They should all turn out the same. So, but for mine, opposite and adjacent is tangent. So that's the tangent of 43 degrees equals opposite over adjacent. Cross multiply. And divide. So it's 12.5 divided by the tangent of 43 degrees. 5 divided by tangent 43. 13.405. Now I'm not going to use a rounded answer because I don't have to. So to find y is the hypotenuse. I have a hypotenuse, and the opposite was given to me. So that would be sine of 43 degrees equals opposite over hypotenuse. Cross multiply. Get y times the sine of 43 is 12.5 divided by the sine of 43. I got 18.328. I got 8. Did y'all get 8?
I don't know, but I didn't do it
That way, yeah. That's why I was saying it could be off by 8, or if you had 9, that's okay there too. Because it just depends on which way you did it. It could be a little bit of